Alright, so this is a question from November 2024, paper 22, and the question is saying that some glass lens are converging lens and others are diverging lens. तो हमारे पास दो टाइप के लेंस होते हैं, converging and diverging. You need to draw the cross section of a diverging lens. So look, this is how a diverging lens would actually look like. It's thin at the bottom, at the center, and curved inwards. This is how a diverging lens looks like. ये आपने बनाना है. Then the next part is figure 5.1 shows the cross section of a converging lens. The principal axis, that is this line, and the two principal focuses, this is focus 1, this is principal focus 2, these are actually focal points as well, are drawn on full scale grid. So now what do you need to do? First thing, you need to use this figure to determine the focal length. Now focal length is basically the distance from the center of the lens to the focal point, either to the left or to the right. So this is the center of the lens. Now 0.2 centimeter, 0.4 centimeter, 0.6 centimeter, 0.8 centimeter, 1.0 centimeter, 1.2 centimeter, 1.4 centimeter, 1.6 centimeter, 1.8 centimeter. So the focal length is 1.8 centimeter. Okay, उसके बाद it says on figure 5.1 draw a vertical arrow of height 2.1 centimeter. So you need to draw a vertical arrow of height 2.1 centimeter, which should be 3 centimeter from the center of the lens. So this is already 1.8 centimeter, this will be 2 centimeter, and hence this will be 3 centimeter from the center of the lens. So you need to draw a vertical arrow. This is 3 centimeter from the lens. Now the next thing is figure 5.1, draw rays from the object arrow to find the tip of the image. You need to find the tip of the image. So what was the rule for this? The rule for this was that the first light ray should go from the tip of the object right to the center of the lens. This is the first ray, and the second ray should come parallel to principal axis. The light ray that goes parallel to principal axis should pass from focal point, right? So you need to make at least these two arrows. Otherwise, if you need to make the third arrow, what's the possible third ray? It should go from the top of the object, just like this, through the focal point, and it hits the lens there. And when it crosses the lens, it becomes parallel on the other side. So it's just a reverse of this first ray. Now it's saying that draw another arrow to show the image. Now this is the point where the tip of the object's image is. ये जो object है, इसका tip का image ये बन रहा है. So you need to show the complete image. This is the complete image, right? Then it's saying use image marked on figure 5.1, determine linear magnification. So linear magnification, this height is 3.6 centimeter and this height is 2.1 centimeter. You need to find linear magnification. Now what is linear magnification? It's image height upon object height, image height upon object height. So it's 3.6 over 2.1, that's approximately 1.8. It does not have any unit because it's a ratio. Explain whether the image of the object is real or virtual. Of course this is a real image. Why? Because the light rays are converged. They are made to meet at a point. Whenever the light rays are converged, it will always result in what? It will always result in a real image. And if they do not converge, it results in a virtual image. At times the examiner might ask you to define what is meant by a real image. So real image can be defined this way, that it is basically an image that can be projected on a screen.